Let's do it, guys! It's morphin' time! What's up, guys? Mikey here. Welcome to the Comic Junkies Corner. So we're here to talk about the Power Rangers movie. That's supposed to be coming out in March 2017. I got my Dragon Zord shirt on. If you're wondering where I got it, I don't remember. I got it somewhere online, but I saw it. It's actually a Dragon Zord Jurassic Park rendition, a little mashup there that I thought was really cool. I don't remember where I got it. If I did, I would put it in a link down below. If I do remember, I'll post it down there. But if I don't, I'm sorry. You can probably just look for it online and somebody will have it. I don't think it was Teespring, but it may have been. Neither here nor there. So the Power Rangers movie is coming out in March 2017. And we haven't seen a whole lot. And it's kind of got me worried a little bit. I'm not, basically just because I've seen where movies don't show a whole lot and then the movie winds up not being all that great. I don't know if it's because they're just trying to keep all of the scenes secret and stuff. We've seen some things. We've seen what Rita looks like. Rita looks, there's certain things I like about the way that she looks, and there's certain things I'm just kind of like, I mean, it's alright, I suppose. It's not, perfect or anything. And I'm not saying, she needs to look like the original or anything. I don't believe there was anything in her costume that was really any type of head nod to the original. I believe she needs to be modernized and, I figured she would look new, so just, she looks okay. She doesn't look, oh my gosh, this is, awesome, but it's, I guess I would have to really see it. And that goes the same for the suits. We've seen pictures of the suits, and we've seen the Rangers in the suits, and yeah, they kind of look like Iron Man suits quite a bit. And I'm not saying there's anything, I'm not really, what am I trying to say here? What I'm really trying to say is that, I would have to see the suits in combat because they look very, very robotic. Whereas, you have the old nostalgic Power Ranger suits from the TV show, and that's one thing. They're just spandex, and maybe the shield from the Green Ranger or whatever, and the armbands and stuff like that. But you have those things from the show. You're not going to have that in a full feature movie, and I figured that would not happen. The last time I think they did that was actually Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. Where they actually kept the spandex look and everything like that, and let's just say that was not a great movie to say the least. But that goes on to the first one. But the first one, see, when I first saw the suits in the very first Power Rangers movie, the one that's not canon to the series for the most part, but the first time I saw it, I was a kid when I saw it, and I was just kind of it didn't hold the same. It didn't have the same effect on me as the TV show ones did. Maybe that, this is before I was smart enough to be able to go into a theater and not expect anything. I had certain expectations, and seeing the new suits, I was just kind of I don't know if I like them very much. And as the movie went on, I was, as a kid, as the movie went on, they kind of grew on me a little bit. And they kind of had they were kind of rubberized a little bit, but they looked more like power suits, armor, padded armor. And I was kind of okay. I was like, you know what? I can get behind that, what I was really kind of hoping for with the newer suits that they were going to have in this movie was something slightly similar to that, maybe, and a little bit upgraded. I was kind of hoping for fighting suits, like martial arts fighting suits, similar to what you would see in, honestly, similar to what Batman and Robin wear in Young Justice. I was kind of hoping for something similar to that, where it was just like, it's very tactical. It's armor, but it's not, doesn't hinder movement or anything. And the newer suits look very metallic, and I mean, they are metallic for the most part. There is a picture of them all standing side by side. You see the difference in height and stuff, but you also see the mask is not on them. And it looks kind of cool. I mean, won't even lie. It looks really cool, like the way they're standing like they're like that. And I always kind of pictured the newer helmets looking, that they actually do that. Like, I think, what was it? Ninja Storm? I don't remember, so long ago. But I think it was Ninja Storm that actually had that, where like the face shield, like the mouthpiece and the face shield went up. And I think they did that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen that in a long time. So, but I was kind of envisioning something like that. Now, I don't think I'm a big fan of how the helmets necessarily look. But then again, I wasn't a big fan of how the helmets looked in the original Power Rangers movie. Like I said, the one that's not canon, not Turbo, because that was actually canon to the series. The original Power Rangers movie, I wasn't a fan of how some of the helmets looked. The only helmet I truly liked was the Pink Rangers. I thought she had a badass helmet. The way they designed the pterodactyl to fit around the face mask and everything. I thought it looked really cool. Everyone else, the White Ranger wasn't all that different, so can't really say much there. But everyone else, like, it just looked too bulky. Like, the face looked too bulky and fat, and it just didn't fit with the suit. To say, I mean, it just made the helmet look a little bulkier, and I didn't really like it all that much. But say for Adam's helmet or whatever, I think his was a little bit skinnier, but everyone else kind of looked bulky. No, not Adam. The Blue Ranger, Billy's, like, his helmet looked skinnier. Everyone else's helmet looked kind of fat, and I was like, I'm not really a fan of this. But yeah, haven't seen a whole lot, so it's getting me kind of worried about it. I'm wondering, because they're done filming. I think they've been done filming since like May or something like that. So I'm wondering why we haven't seen any like footage or anything. And granted, by the time this video actually comes out, we'll probably have seen footage and stuff like that. But in terms of a Power Rangers movie, like, Power Rangers always has that nostalgia for me, just because, I was a kid when I saw it and everything, and it was fun. But even like there's some episodes like today that I'll still, as an adult, I'll still go back and I'll like, hey, this is actually pretty decent. It kind of holds up. Obviously the acting and everything is really over the top. It's goofy. It's kid-like and stuff like that. I'm talking about the American Power Rangers, not Zeo Rangers, the Japanese versions. But some of those episodes still hold up, surprisingly. You think like, okay, you go back and watch something when you were a kid and you're just like, oh, this is just going to be goofy and dumb. And for the most part, a lot of it is, but, there's still that nostalgia. You can still enjoy it for what it is. It's like a little guilty pleasure type thing. But for some episodes, I will say, like, wow, it's actually, you got a little character development there. That's actually, thumbs up, man. I see you there. I see what you're trying to do. Little heart-wrenching moment over here. And then, a Power Ranger actually died? What? There was, spoilers for the series. I'm not going to tell you what series it was, but there has been 2 occasions where Power Rangers have died. So they step up their game every now and again, and just kind of like, what? They surprise you. So it is what it is. That's not to say, like, now for the movie, my personal wants for the movie, what I want to see in the movie, I don't want to see it go super dark and gritty or anything like that. Granted, the Adi Shankar, I hope I pronounced his name right, but his little fan film or whatever, it was awesome. Let's be real, it was freaking awesome. But it was very over the top with its dark and grittiness and stuff like that, and in a sense was pretty realistic with how, like, not in the sense of like the action and stuff, but like how this would affect teenagers and or people who did this, pretty much fought a war. I mean, these were teenagers. These were kids literally chosen to fight a war that they truly, if you're perfectly honest about it, don't really understand. They don't understand the magnitude of what's happening here, but their kids sent out to fight a war. And I guess it's kind of very reminiscent to our military here in the United States. You can enlist when you're 17. So you're still a kid. You're still a kid. You don't know anything you know some things about life and everything, but you don't know. You don't know exactly what you're fighting for unless you're one of those those kids that were just really involved with the world. I know I wasn't. So I was just like, give me my Batman the Animated Series. I'll go to school, come back, hang out with my friends, play some baseball. As far as what was going on in the world, politics, I could care less. So, but, there are some kids that are like that, but it's probably pretty rare. So, like I said, yeah, you have these kids that enlist. You can enlist when you're 17. Yeah, you have to be 18 by the time you graduate boot camp and stuff, but they enlist when they're 17. They're kids. So, and they see some things that you can't unsee. They do some things that they can't undo. So, yeah, it's just one of those, I like the realism that came with that. Like, Zach was a cokehead. That was his way of coping, was doing coke, that was doing drugs and stuff like that. But other people had other ways of coping and stuff like that. You had Tommy, who was often wherever, and I hear Jason David Frank was actually approached for that role and he didn't turn it down, whatever. But Tommy was off in exile or whatever, dealing with stuff on his own and everything. Kimberly had died, Trini had died, but yeah, just I don't want it to be that dark. I don't want it to be so dark it's unrecognizable and not necessarily kid friendly. The only thing I truly want, I want stakes. I want to feel yeah, you can have your humor and your fun and you can make it kid friendly, but I want stakes. That's what I truly want. I want to feel at any point, what the threat is very real and they have to deal with it. I want to see how they deal with it. I want it to be very real. I want it to, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I think I'm asking too much out of it, I don't think I am, but that's what I really want. Because you can have kid-friendly stuff and still have stakes and still feel hey, all of these guys may not make it out of this scenario. So you gotta wonder, about, they have their, the Power Rangers are already cast and everything, but, I want to feel hey, one of these guys may not make it, or a couple of these guys may not make it out. I want to feel that. Even though, yeah, they've already kind of been talking about a potential sequel and stuff already before it came out, but. And I think they want 7 of them. If I'm not sure, I'm not 100% on it, but I think they want about 7 of them. So yeah, I kind of want. That's what I want. I want to see I want to be able to feel something, feel a sense of urgency to go along with it. I don't need super dark and gritty and everything like that. If you want to go that route, fine. I'll take whatever it gives me. But kind of paying a little bit homage to the source material as well as updating it and giving the adults something as well as the kids. That's the only thing I'm truly looking for with the Power Rangers. Like I said, don't need anything super dark, super gritty or anything like that. I just, fun movie, that's fine, but you can also have some adult moments and everything and just have some not adult moments but have some smart moments and have some smart dialogue and stuff like that. Good story. That's all I really want, to be perfectly honest. If I go see the movie, that's what I want. I have expectations and that's usually what my expectation is. It doesn't necessarily mean okay, you need to pay homage to the source material. I want to see my source material in this. No, I don't necessarily need to have that. I just when I go to see a comic book movie, I know the comics, but when I go see the movie, I want to see you tell me a story. Tell me a story and tell me why I should be invested within these characters. Give me something to root, give me some people to root for, and give me some stakes. And, give me some sense of urgency to go along with this action and everything. So, I don't want to feel they're superhuman. Yes, they are superhuman, but I don't want to feel they can just at any time walk away and be fine. You know, just it was like that. You had very, 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 and I know it's a kid's show, but you had very, very few moments like that on the show. There was a couple where it was just like, I wasn't sure that somebody might not make it out. But you had very, very few moments like that in the show. And if you're going to pay homage to the source material, then use that. You use those moments in your movie. That's what I would like to see anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think like I said, there's not a lot out. So I'm curious and I'm kind of worried. Granted, there are movies out that have, surprised people with surprise trailers like a few months before the actual movie comes out. I think 10 Cloverfield Lane was one of them, and it was actually a really good movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear it's actually a really good. So every now and again you have a movie that comes out and they only release a trailer like a couple months beforehand. But I'm thinking for Power Rangers, I want to see something. I really want to see something. I know you're probably just trying to keep the fans, wanting and on edge and stuff like that, but I want to see something. I would like to have something to be, more excited about. The teaser clips, and not clips, but like pictures and stuff, like set photos and stuff. That's all well and good, but you got to figure like set photos are mostly from paparazzi and everything, and it's not finished product. There's going to be times where you'll have a picture of Rita, and Rita might look like trash. But in the movie, you see, it's just like, oh, they have to touch some stuff up. They had to, fix some things because, parts of the suit were malfunctioning and stuff. So they had to do some things in post-editing and everything like that. So, they only give you so much. So I'm wanting to see something. I don't know how you guys might feel about it. What do you guys want to see? What do you guys hope for in your Power Rangers, in this coming Power Rangers movie? What do you want to see? Whatever you think, comment below. Let us know. And you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. McBlam. Follow my buddy JJ's blog at 4comicjunkies.blogspot.com, and follow him on Twitter at 4comicjunkies. And yeah, I think I'll just call the episode here, guys. Thank you for watching, and if you're new, subscribe, leave a like if you like the video, and I will see you in the next video.